We all have one, had one, or come across one every day in our lives. They may be in your social circle or excluded from it. They may be a total stranger or a close loved one. We all have a complainer. Weather's bad, job's bad, kids are driving them crazy, husband's lazy, or not making enough money. The list is virtually endless. If there's something to complain about, be sure they will find it and tell you. We all have one, or are we someone else's one? Welcome to Relentless Man. Complainers, why they or you do it, and how to stop it in its tracks. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Please share our channel and look out for our up-and-coming videos. The concept of complaining is not foreign to one person on this planet. Even babies with their limited concept of life complain. But there are reasons behind whining and constant complaining. When trying to explain why we or other people complain, we need to understand its root cause. Why do people complain? People complain due to their pessimistic mindset. Some individuals are simply pessimistic. Always, the glass is half empty, rather than half full. Based on prior situations and experience, they predict that everything will fail. They never find satisfaction in something, and they always feel that everyone is out to get them. They may have had a few misfortunes in different life situations in the past, and now everything in the future is cause for complaint. Constant complaints and pessimism may be quite taxing, particularly for an optimist. If you are diligently pursuing your aspiration and pursuing your goals, it is quite likely that you will not spend much time with these people. People complain because it aids in lowering expectations. When tasked with something significant, some individuals complain to lower their own or others' expectations of the ultimate outcome before exerting genuine effort. Individuals may complain at the workplace that the deadline is too near or that the money is insufficient for the project. Complaining diminishes the likelihood that they will be able to execute the work as planned. Therefore, when they do complete the task, expectations have been reduced, and they are not assessed severely for their inadequacies. Instead, they are commended for their efforts despite a tight timeline and a limited budget. People complain because it removes them from responsibility. Many people who are not true team players may complain about other team members to deflect attention away from themselves. They may be uneasy about their performance in the team-based organization, and instead of accepting responsibility for their errors, they assign blame to others. Complaining is a common way for people to avoid taking responsibility, regardless of whether they are working in a team context or not. People complain because it is an easier alternative than exerting actual effort. To carry out anything worthwhile in life requires considerable time and effort. At some point, you must exert effort in order to achieve your aims. However, putting in the effort is not a simple process. It should not come as a surprise that there are very few individuals in the world who have achieved extraordinary levels of achievement. People that are successful stand out from the crowd because they were able to dig deep through difficult times and go the extra added mile when others did not. They exert effort and energy that others were unwilling to exert. People complain because it supplies justifications for failure or lack of accomplishment. It is normal for people to make excuses when they fail or struggle to reach their expected level of success. It is simpler for many individuals to find explanations or excuses for their failures than to accept personal responsibility. Do you ever hear successful people complaining? No, because they don't supply any justifications for their shortcomings. They acknowledge that they fell short of their goals and that only they can alter the result the next time around. People complain because they need to release anger. Venting is perhaps one of the most popular types of complaining. People release their emotions because they have repressed them for a lengthy period of time. At some point, people must express their feelings and release them in order to move on. Most people only confide in those with whom they feel close and comfortable. So, you often only hear your spouse, partner, or family members, or even close friends venting. They feel comfortable enough with you to show their feelings, complain about their circumstances, and maybe even seek your help. While it is essential to be there for people closest to you, it is not always a pleasant experience when someone is venting to you, when it is frequent and persistent. People complain because it serves as an effective conversation starter. Complaining, as absurd as it may seem, is a fantastic conversation starter, especially with people you do not know well, but with whom you have a similar issue. Humans may naturally form bonds around shared hobbies or activities. These interests may include a passion for jogging, hobbies, a favorite television program, or a favorite sports team. Alternatively, the activities and interests that people share might be about their frustrations or dislikes, such as their employer, certain aspects of their job, or how their significant other irritates them. To start a discussion, many individuals begin by complaining. Several amazing friends and relationships have begun via sharing of complaints. People complain because they do not understand hard work. Some people may have been handed an easier path in life, or they may just be more fortunate than others. I am sure you can think of someone as you hear this. It is not that you are envious of them, but it appears that everything has been handed to them or comes too easily. For most people in these circumstances, their parents are typically successful and wealthy. Naturally, parents want to offer their children everything, but like with anything else in life, too much of something is detrimental. Because the children have never really had to work for anything, they lack the understanding of what it is to work hard, exert effort, and overcome difficulties in order to do anything worthwhile. Typically, it is just served on a plate. When it is time for them to work hard, they lack the necessary skills and knowledge, and so they complain. Unfortunately, these people often keep their characteristics until they can overcome hurdles and do something substantial. People complain because it is just a bad habit. For many people, complaining is a habit, and often when something becomes a habit, it becomes so natural that you may not even notice you are doing it. It might be difficult to be around these individuals since they see everything in a negative light. They grumble about the weather, politics, friends, family, their jobs, and even their recreational hobbies. Most individuals do not understand how often they complain. If you spend a lot of time with this person, respectfully let them know how their frequent complaining affects you. We now know why we or other people complain. Is there a solution to this problem? If you asked yourself that exact question, you already understand what constant complaining does to you and others. Here are some ways in which you can stop complaining and live how you should, complaint-free. The first stage is to become conscious of excessive complaining. The next stage is to experiment with something new. Seeking support. Social support is a terrific stress reliever, and if you are fortunate, you have helpful and smart people in your life whom you can turn to when you are feeling sad. Rather than whining, laugh with them. If you are facing a more serious obstacle, explain how you are feeling, get their feedback, and then move on to lighter things. No complaints needed. Staying grateful. It is difficult to complain when you consider how fortunate you are. Acting. Complaints might show the need for action. Therefore, the next time you feel like moaning, consider what you can do to improve your situation, and then, if workable, act. It is much simpler to abandon undesirable behaviors when they are replaced with good ones. Positive ideas and words have several advantages over negative ones. Even if you have no immediate plans to stop complaining, it is worthwhile to give it a go. When should one complain? Complaining is not necessarily a negative trait. Complaining may have a positive influence on one's health if done correctly. It must be completed in a precise manner and for a particular purpose. While expressing one's feelings is often seen to reach catharsis, research shows that in many instances it makes unpleasant emotions worse. Represent yourself. Complaining with a purpose is crucial, especially when asserting oneself at work or in a romantic relationship. Constant griping is certain to worsen tension and conflict in any circumstance. But smart complaining that focuses on finding practical answers may make venting these concerns more beneficial. Limit your complaints. Concentrate on keeping your everyday conversation mostly upbeat. When you do complain, do it deliberately and with an awareness of how it might affect your mood. Avoid complaining with others. It may be tempting to allow people to reinforce your concerns, but excessive time spent pondering on your complaints with others might have harmful repercussions. Instead, try to restrict the time you spend with people who often complain. What do you do if you are the victim of a constant complainer? Realize that you are not genuinely accountable for their complaints. It is easy to assume that a complaint is the result of your actions. Even though this may be the case in some situations, chronic complainers will adopt complaining as their default response to any element of life. The issue is not with what you have done, but with their overall approach to life. Do not make the complaint a reality for yourself. Seeing flaws in your own actions will not help the problem. It will only affect you negatively. Do not allow the complaints to become infectious. It is easy to fall prey to the trap of allowing a complainer's perspective on life to affect our own perspective. It is far more likely to be affected by negative energy than good energy. After all, fear and mistrust are part of our survival instincts. This does not imply imagining the world to be filled with rainbows and unicorns. Positivity is focusing on solutions rather than concentrating on problems and addressing them at once rather than allowing them to overwhelm you. To limit the influence of a complainer on your life and the lives of others, do not give them the initiative. This is particularly true if the complainant works with you or is a member of your team. If you are a positive leader, the pessimism of the complainer will be countered or spread at a slower rate. Keep them at a distance if their whining is negatively affecting your life. If nothing has worked and the persistent complainer's behavior has started to affect your own outlook on life, the final recourse is to sever the ties with him or her. This might be challenging if the complainant is a co-worker or a family member. In this situation, you should make every effort to consider other tactics before disregarding them. You may also enjoy this person's company while they are in a good mood and leave just when they enter the negative mindset. Nobody likes complainers, but we need to try and understand why they do it. Be patient, but firm. Don't let others drain your energy. We'll leave you with the wise words of Eckhart Tolle. See if you can catch yourself complaining in either speech or thought about a situation you find yourself in, what other people do or say, your surroundings, your life situation, even the weather. To complain is always non-acceptance of what is. It invariably carries an unconscious negative charge. When you complain, you make yourself into a victim. When you speak out, you are in power. So change the situation by acting or by speaking out if necessary or possible. Leave the situation or accept it. All else is madness. Thank you for watching Relentless Man. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Please share our channel and look out for our up-and-coming videos. Until next time.